Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. We'll talk about Bring Your Dog to Work Day in downtown Spokane in just a little bit. You saw the chaos there. The dogs are offset right now. They'll be back. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick, though, is here with us to get you out the door right now. Thomas, it is very chilly. I hate saying that on the first day of summer.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah, still a little bit chilly out there. By the way, you didn't see the chaos off camera to be able to record just that little stand up there. But yeah, weather-wise, first day of summer, maybe a step in the right direction today because it was 2 days ago. It was Monday morning. We hit 41 degrees for low. That was not a record low. And yesterday, the high temperature was just 57, not a record coolest high. By the way, that record coolest high was 50 degrees set back in 2013. Not quite that cold, but yeah, that's a chilly end to the spring season because the summer solstice is less than 2 hours away. And we're still in the 40s as of this morning, but it will be, again, a bit warmer than yesterday. Not that it can be a whole lot colder, but at least 60s. And we will see a few 70s across the inland northwest today. A step in the right direction, but the true summer warmth will arrive a little later this week.
New from overnight this morning, we are learning more about the investigation into the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students last year. Just yesterday, we received a newly filed motion for a protective order from the Lake Tahoe County Prosecutor's Office. Channing Curtis is here now to break down what that means and what we learned about Brian Coburgers DNA because of it. Channing?
Now, Tim, this protective order has to do with DNA that was found at the crime scene, and it aims to protect the identities of people in Kohberger's family who have nothing to do with the case. But in those documents, we also learned that a swab taken from Kohberger's cheek is a, quote, statistical match to DNA on the knife sheath that was found at the crime scene. Before, we knew that the DNA found on the sheath was linked to a relative of Kohberger's father to the scene. But now, documents confirm the DNA was used to create a profile of protein sequences, which is unique to every person. Kohberger was given a cheek swab, and when that was compared to the profile on the knife, prosecutors concluded, quote, the STR profile is at least 5.37 octillion times more likely to be seen if the defendant is the source than if an unrelated individual randomly selected from the general population is the source. So basically what that means is the profile is more likely to be Brian Kohberger than anyone else. If convicted, Kohberger faces life in prison or the death penalty. His next hearing is set for next Tuesday, June 27th. His trial is set to start October 2nd.
New details now. The man accused of the 4 murders in Kellogg, Idaho this weekend had his first appearance in court yesterday. Plus, the court gave us new documents in the case that show what led up to the shooting. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is in the newsroom right now. Nicole, you were in the courtroom yesterday. What did you learn?
So, Tim, I actually have the affidavit against Major John Kaler right here, and it breaks down what officers saw the night of the shooting. The documents say officers got the call for the shooting just before 7:30 Sunday evening. When they got to the duplex in Kellogg, they found a family of 4 all shot in the head. Officers say Kaler was outside the duplex and told detectives he killed his 4 neighbors, 18-year-old Devin Smith, his 16-year-old brother, and his mom and grandfather. Kaler and his wife told detectives the 18-year-old Smith had exposed himself to their young daughter through a window. The court docs say Kellogg police responded to a call to investigate the exposure. Days later is when Kaler allegedly shot the family of 4 in front of his wife. Kaler told detectives he was upset the adults did not take his concerns seriously. Now, Kaler had his first appearance in court yesterday. The proceedings lasted about 25 minutes. The judge read Taylor his rights, then the 5 counts he's charged with. That's 1 count of felony burglary and 4 counts of first-degree murder.
You did willfully, deliberately, and with malice aforethought unlawfully kill the person of Kenneth R. Gardapi, a human being, to wit, by shooting him, which resulted in his death, and which was premeditated and or to execute vengeance. That offense carries a potential death and or life imprisonment. Do you understand the charge and the potential maximum penalties for that count?
So the judge denied Kaler bail and set the preliminary hearing for July 3rd at 1:30 p.m. There will also be a status conference at 8:30 that morning. In the newsroom, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
The time now is 6:05. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. New while you were sleeping, the Coeur d'Alene City Council voted to extend their contract with the Ironman. The triathlon will stay in Coeur d'Alene for another 3 years. This weekend, they are celebrating 20 years of races with the city. New this morning, Senator Bernie Sanders opened a Senate investigation into Amazon warehouse safety. Sanders sent a letter to Amazon accusing them of egregious health and safety violations. The senator pointed out several OSHA citations the company received while Amazon appealed. Meanwhile, Amazon says they've seen a 23% reduction in injuries since 2019. They also say they've invested about $1 billion into safety. Right now, Spokane River recreational activities are open in Post Falls. Post Falls visitors can enjoy the Spokane River after heavy water flows decreased. The city of Post Falls also opened its boat launch and swim beach. If water flow gets heavy, water access may temporarily close. That is a look at your morning rush.
President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, is pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of tax evasion. The 2 counts are for willful failure to pay federal income tax on annual earnings of more than $1 million. A third count, possession of a handgun by a drug user, will be dismissed if Hunter Biden is drug-free and does not commit a crime for a specified period of time. CBS News sources say that Biden's legal team expects him to get probation but no jail time. Now, some Republicans are voicing their disappointment in the deal.
If you were the president's leading political opponent, the DOJ tries to literally put you in jail and give you prison time. If you are the president's son, you get a sweetheart deal.
Now, while the investigation may be over, Republican lawmakers are still looking into the Biden family's overseas business. The judge in this case still has to accept the plea agreement.
It's 6:07, and as we look at our forecast for today, our first day of summer, not all that warm just yet. One more day tracking some scattered showers like what we've had every single day this week up to this point. Now, yesterday was definitely our rainiest of the days. Today, much lesser chances for showers, but not a 0% chance, particularly across our northern areas. We actually see still a little bit of some light shower activity, especially out towards Colville and Kettle Falls, and maybe a little bit out towards Sandpoint as well. That's just early on this morning. More showers to our northern areas, but at least our temperatures are starting to recover today, and they'll be a lot warmer come next week. Just slightly above average, but good enough to put those highs in the 80s.